Welcome back to this channel, which is Good Morning DRC TV. We are here to be giving you information about what is happening in Africa as a continent and in different countries around Africa. Just because we care about what is happening here, our vision is to see Africa arise again. Our vision is to see sons and daughters of Africa to stand and take their place in the concert of nations. This is basically our vision. And the way we achieve our vision is by sharing information in terms of what is happening in Africa or around the world that does affect Africa in one way or another. So we are determined to share information here on this channel. And we would appreciate if you have not yet subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe and give us your comments and thumbs up, and just basically to encourage us in what we are doing. It's been the last 4 months, put it this way, has, if you like, awakened us to a new reality in terms of what is happening in Africa or in the, if you like, in the political scene. We have seen coup d'etat take place in a few countries in Africa. We've seen one in Burkina Faso. We've seen one in Niger. And we've seen one in Mali. Now, what is happening in Africa, or what is happening in these African countries, is giving a message, or is telling us something that I believe that leaders around Africa should take heed. Nobody should take lightly what the message is or what is happening. Because unless we understand the reasons as to why these things are happening, then we will continue to go the same direction and we will make the same mistakes that will cost us dearly in days and years to come. I think that many of countries, nations in Africa have had enough, if you like, of the political will and the infringement of the West in African countries. What we have seen so far, if you like, the leftovers of colonialism, neo-colonialism, that is showing itself its ugly head on many different fronts, and we are seeing it. And those who are paying the price are Africans, and the younger generation just wouldn't tolerate that anymore. And they are now ready to say, look, enough is enough, and they will overthrow government. They will overthrow any system in place that is deemed to be there by the colonials. You look at these countries, yes, you can blame. You can say that they are taking powers undemocratically. Yes, you can say that. That may be your point of view, understandably. But you need to understand the reasons as to why. Look at all these countries. Look at what is happening in Niger. Look at what is happening to these people. We take one aspect of the raw material, or what is coming out of this country in order to feed the industry in France. Uranium. This is something that people need to understand. People in Niger don't have electricity, for most of them do not. But yet in France, where it is actually going, it is serving them for them to have electricity so they can light up and use the energy for their own industries. And yet France will have one of the largest army in Niger or in Niger, and that is just to protect not the people but France's interests. And they will support any despot. They will support any leaders in spite of their leadership, in spite of what they're doing to their own people. But just because France wants to have their hand on what is happening there. And this is not right. And the younger generation rising, they are basically the victims, and they are paying a heavy price with unemployment. And they lack, if you like opportunities. They don't really have access to the kind of life that they would like to have. And hence the time has come for them to stand up and say, no, this is why you see what is happening in these countries. And I can tell you, I can predict that this will not stop unless, especially France, because many of the former colonial, they have left, but France is still there. France wants to control. France still wants to have its hand because it knows that it cannot survive without all the plundering and looting that is happening in Africa. But the time has come to overthrow all of this. This is why you see all this that is happening. Africans have had enough. Enough is enough. Let's turn the page now. Let's now do business as a win-win situation. I mean, we're not saying let's support the coup that is taking place in these countries. No, nobody's calling for anybody to go and support them. But what we're saying is that enough is enough. The Europeans must learn that these African nations, they have a right to live. They have a right to their own resources. They have their own right to enjoy what their continent is endowed with. They have to learn to respect that. And like I said, all these leaders that are basically letting themselves manipulated and controlled by the West, they must go. They must go one way or another. And this is why we're seeing all of this. You should see in Niger, you have France and you have the US. I mean, they're supporting what they should not be supporting. I mean, the people are going hungry. The people don't have much to eat. The people don't have jobs. The people just don't have access, don't have opportunities. What do you expect? What should they do? And that's why you see all this rising. That's why you see people standing up and saying, no, enough is enough. And we need to understand, we need to support them. I know that, once you have, the military in power, like it has happened. I mean, we're not, like I said, we're not encouraging that. But let's go through a process that will help this country stabilize their economy and then move forward to development. When will this country develop? When will true development take place in these nations of Africa? If we are still going the way we're going, it won't happen. And this is why you must take power by force. If force needed to, then that's what's supposed to be done. Why do you have all these military stations in these countries who are there? They're not even there to, like I said, they're not even there to protect men, women, and children. Many are losing their lives. Women are being raped and children are being killed. All these things are happening. Why will this military not intervene when it comes to protecting the people? But they're only there to protect the interests of these countries. And that is wrong. It's not supposed to be happening. This is why, like I said, not supporting what is going on there, but just to say that enough is enough. The people have a right. They have a right to live. They have a right to enjoy what they have in their countries. They need to be at peace. They need to have access to electricity and pure and good water for them and their children. This is basic human right, and we need to understand it, and we need to stand for this, and this is what we're standing for. So wherever it is that you are, as you read and you understand, because the Western media, what they're portraying is somewhat different to the reality of what is happening in this country right now. All they're saying, yes, it is the military, it is a coup d'etat, it is this and that. Well, these are nationalists. They're standing for their own country, say we can't sell out like the way we've done in the past. We need to rise up and stand and fight and take what belongs to us. And this is basically what is happening. And so we are saying this. If the West don't want to understand, to get the message that it is time to take it by force, please do subscribe to our channel and share this with others. Give us thumbs up, give us comment, so we can bring you more information as to what is happening in Africa and around the world. Obviously, anything to do with Africa, we will bring you that good news. If it is good news, we'll bring it to you. But we want to inform you of what is happening. We want to see Africa rise and stand strong. The days are coming, wherever you are in the diaspora, you would want to come back to your motherland. Take care of yourselves. Until next time. Bye-bye.